Procedure, Brent. Please turn off your cell phones. Make sure I don't have reason to make fun of you. And a reminder again, when you want to ask a question, when we get into the question and answer period, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. State your name and affiliation. And we'll have you ask one question, and then we'll pass it on because we have a full room today and a limited time. A reminder that recording this news conference on your cell phone is not prohibited. And when the Longhorns come in, we'll have a short statement from David, and then we'll open up for questions for the student athletes, and then we'll open it up for questions for David. Over here.
Murph.
Take your hats off, guys, please. Once again, if your cell phones are off, please keep them off. And we'll start with a statement from Coach Pierce.
Well, honestly, I'm a little numb right now. A lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts. It's not even about today's game. It's much more about ending a season with an incredible group of young men that just gave their heart and souls to our entire program, to each other, to coaches, to support staff. Very reciprocated by the coaches and support staff. And, the Aggies were better than us today. It's just pretty much a struggle. We didn't feel like we played as well as we can play the last two games. And a lot of good teams. And so we had an incredible run. But it's over. And I'm so proud of these guys, far left, Austin, and what he's meant to this program, how he's handled himself, how he's fought through adversity, how he's come back from so many injuries and just been a guy, just been a teammate. And then Murph, what a story. What an absolute crazy, incredible story for Murph, coming in as a utility guy that, was just supposed to be that and turned himself into a All-American, hit behind the best player in college baseball all year. And just so proud of him and what he means to this program and to his teammates and all of them. I mean, they were just every day they inspired us. Every day they inspired us to come to the office and try to get better, and I'm just really proud of them.
Okay, let's open it up for questions for the student athletes now. Raise your hand, and we've got right here in the middle, and then we'll get to you, Kirk, second.
Jeff Howe, Horns 24/7 Austin. Just kind of like Coach said, everything you've been through to get back to this point. Just what are your emotions right now as the season ends?
I mean, obviously we all had the same goal, and that was to, have a dog pile at the end. I don't think it's really truly hit me yet. It's we fight for this, and this is everything that we work for, and it's just one of those things that we didn't get it done today, and, we'll be all right. We'll be right back there. I know Coach Pierce will do a great job next year and get us back.
Kirk, right here.
Kirk Bowles from the Austin American-Statesman. For Austin and Murphy, do you guys feel like you are pressing at the plate? Because, y'all have just kind of been tearing through the regional and super regional. So what do you think it was with the hitting?
Murphy?
It's hard to think about that right now, but we had a good approach. We stayed with our approach we've had all year. It's worked for us. They made good pitches. At the end of the day, they were better than us today.
I think, like Murphy said, we had an approach, and it's worked for us the whole year, and, we stuck with it, and they made some pitches, and we just didn't get the big hits at times.
Okay, right here up front.
Mitch Davis, MitchDavisShow.com. Guys, talk about playing just Texas A&M, having that rivalry back. Obviously not the outcome you guys wanted, but going towards the future, how does it feel to have Texas A&M heading to the SEC together?
Austin?
I think, that atmosphere and, the fans love it. And, we as players love it too. It's a rivalry in state. And, I think it's going to be good for the game. And, I know that we're excited to, whenever we do have that 3-game series with them, it's going to be packed house and we're ready to go for it.
Murphy?
Yeah, I know the rivalry runs deep. There's a lot of history behind it. I didn't grow up with it from being from California, but I know the tradition behind it, and it's a great rivalry, but it's unfortunate we didn't come up with it today.
Okay, any more questions for the student athletes? If not, guys, you're excused. Reminder that the locker rooms are always closed, and just check with Kevin Rodriguez. Y'all can go. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Kevin any other questions you have or needs you have, Kevin can help you with. Thanks, guys. Okay, questions for David? Kirk?
Kirk Bowles from the Austin American. David, you mentioned it after Notre Dame. You never got any momentum, never really got into a groove, and it seemed to happen again today. Was the team just kind of pressing these 2 games? And obviously it's great competition, and you didn't get great starting pitching either. So.
Yeah, I thought we had momentum early in the game. We grabbed one in the first, I think one in the second. Just overcoming big innings has been kind of the story of the last 3 months. And that popped us today. And I think it just has worn on the position players, and feel like at that point, just constantly playing uphill. So maybe it just caught up to us of that feeling. We spent a lot of time standing on the field today.
Hey, Travis?
Travis Brown with the Bryan College Station Eagle. Coach, how much was A&M's ability to work deep in counts, foul off a lot of pitches, force a lot of pitches to their overall offense?
Well, they got a good offense, there's no doubt, and they've done a heck of a job with them. Early in the game, I didn't think we made pitches. They fouled off some bad pitches, but not to discredit their efforts and discredit their fight at home plate, but we had opportunity to put guys away, we didn't.
Kendall? Did you have? Okay. We have a question from Zoom. Please state your name and affiliation, and please ask your question.
I'm Danny Davis, Austin American Statesman. David, kind of going off that, how disappointed were you that guys just couldn't get that third strike in a lot of cases early on?
Well, like I said, I'll tell you guys this, this team has fought so hard to get here, because honestly, we've been fighting to get our roles set, and it's been a work in progress for literally 3 months. And so their accomplishments of getting here, it's hats off to just not giving in. But, we pitched behind, and when we got ahead, we didn't have a wipeout pitch to move to the next hitter. So, I think that was the story of the game, to be honest with you.
Okay, Eric?
Eric Sorensen, D1 Baseball. Dave, you kind of answered part of my question just now, but the other part I was going to ask is kind of what do you take from this season? You ended up in Omaha again, and what do you kind of look forward to for the next season and the seasons to come?
I haven't thought about that too much, but I will say that this group has been in Omaha 3 out of the last 4 years. And that's, even at the University of Texas, you can't take that for granted. It's hard to get here. Definitely even harder to win. But it's really tough to sustain what our program has sustained. And I'm just proud of that group. Since the COVID year, I think we played 17 games, won 14 of those. And then we've won 50 and 47 games, over 111 games in that 2-year and short period. So these kids have just been incredible, of how they just really worked and the routines and love being at the ballpark. They really have been remarkable, and you watch it every single day. And to watch kids go take ground balls on their own, where a lot of kids want to go hit in the cage, and just helping each other and being so receptive to coaching. And like I said, I'm a little numb right now. A little kind of just don't know what to say, because I don't think anybody was really ready to end this thing. Unless you win it all, though, you're going to feel this feeling. And I'll take this any day, as opposed to not competing for the national championship. So I'm just so proud of our guys, and it's frustrating because we didn't play well the last 2 games, but it took a lot to get here for our team.
Okay, Mitch?
Mitch Davis, MitchDavis.com. Coach, I'm going to ask you the same kind of question as the players. Obviously, that environment out there was awesome for college baseball. When you had Texas fans, A&M fans going at it, it was a lot of fun. Just talk about that. When you guys get to the SEC in 2 or 3 years, just talk about that and how that's going to grow the game of college baseball.
The state of college baseball is outstanding right now, and what's happening with facilities and fan bases getting behind programs, and ours has been awesome, off the charts this year. We shattered attendance records at the Dish, and then to come here, a lot of brand names and a lot of support. We've got 25,000 fans the last 2 games that we played, and I think it's going to just continue. And then you look across the country, a team like Notre Dame that has taken that next step. And so it's just not in the South, Southeast. It's all over the country, and there's opportunity. I just think the state of college baseball is good. We need to keep making it better, and we need to keep making the right decisions for our student athletes to have this type of experience, not only here, but on campuses.
Okay, Kendall, this will be our last question.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. David, just kind of looking at A&M's offense, like as a coach, is it just really frustrating kind of going against those guys offensively when they'll take every pitch imaginable? You're going to have a 4.5 hour game. Is it almost like tough to lock in against a lineup like that?
Yeah, but going into it, I think you've got to force that. In other words, you've got to put the pressure on them by pounding the strike zone. And if they hit it, you move on. But just quality pitches is the key. They do have a very good offense, well coached. They can score in some different ways. But it's always tough when guys grind it out. I looked at Douglas Hodo's at bat. I think they're in the 8th, and the last hitter that Palish faced. And those types of at bats wear on you. Warner's at bat in 2nd. He got deep in the count, fouled off the fastball, had some length in his swing, and stayed on the changeup, and it wasn't that bad of a pitch. So, Yeah, I mean, that's how it happens. The whole key is just the free pass in front of that and just playing defense and not allowing that to happen and knowing that they're going to hit and they're going to score, but just minimizing and really just minimizing the inning.
David, thank you.
Hey, I want to thank you guys. You've been awesome here in Omaha, but also our local guys. You support us very well. You're honest. I appreciate that. And hopefully I've been transparent with you as much as possible. But you guys can also help grow college baseball. And I think you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you.
Okay, a reminder for those just come in, please turn off your cell phones. No video from your cell phones, and we'll have
and get back at it.
Okay, questions for the student athletes, and we can start right up here.
Mike, kind of going back to what Coach Schlossnagle said, Zach Taylor
Please
was
give us
16.
your name and
Yep, Zach Taylor was 1620 WTAW. Kind of going back to what Coach Schlossnagle said about battling. What was it after that second inning that really kind of turned the tide for you out there on the mound?
I feel like I performed about the same. I mean, after the first inning, I knew I had my stuff. I knew that it was going to be effective, and it was really all about sticking to our game plan and not getting too out of myself and just sink into our training, like we say. But stuff just turned around after the second inning. So we made some really good plays behind me. There's some unfortunate things to happen, but it was just sticking to us, really.
Back over here.
Mark Garland, CWS 247. Jordan, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your teammates' approach at the plate today and being able to get deep into those counts and then continue to win battles?
So me and my teammates have had the same approach all season. We just keep going one pitch at a time, and if we get a hit, great. If we don't, put on a lot of pitches on the pitcher, make him make pitches, and just pass the bat along to the next guy behind you and have trust in them.
Okay, we have in the back here.
Ryan Bronner, your Texags. JT, what happened? The ball to right center with you and Brett on that play, and then playing behind a pitching staff that was really in rhythm and throwing strikes today. How much did that make it really easy on y'all in the later innings?
It was good. I mean, the ball in right center, just some miscommunication. I wasn't loud enough. There's a big crowd out there. And it was great having our staff behind us. They worked their butts off all year for us, and glad that we could help them today.
Okay, we'll go over here first with Mitch.
Mitch Davis, MitchDavisShow.com. Guys, talk about playing Texas. Obviously, that environment's pretty awesome. Talk about beating them and beating your arch rival to advance on into College World Series.
It's a lot of fun, but at the end of the day, it's really just playing the game and playing a nameless opponent. But there is a little extra umph behind everything, especially when it's Texas, because if you just look at the fan bases, there's a lot of genuine hate between each other. So we kind of feed off of it. It's a lot of fun. We respect them. They're a great ball club, but yeah, there's a little more, I don't know, competition. Yeah, I don't know what to say, but yeah, it's fun.
Okay, here we go.
Jordan, Jared Redding, 24/7 Sports. 4 runs and 4 hits in the bottom of the second inning. Was there anything in particular y'all were able to do, just in that bottom of the second to chase Gordon out of the second inning?
I think we just collectively put together great at bats. Just kept making him make pitches, and we took the balls and hit the strikes. Nothing more he can do.
Okay.
Ben Peck, KAGS, for Micah and Jordan. After that second inning, what was kind of your psyche after that, especially, the way the Oklahoma game went? You guys give up 2 runs, but limited a lot of damage that could have been done. Just kind of what was your mindset, knowing obviously how good of an offense you guys have, kind of how those 2 innings played out?
It's really about just limiting the damage and keeping crooked numbers off the scoreboard. Coach Schlossnagel came up to me after the first inning, just encouraging me, saying, way to limit the damage, we got you, just keep doing you. And so that gives me a lot of confidence. And obviously our offense is incredible. And so I know that 1 or 2 runs isn't going to be the end of the world for us. So I just know I just got to keep going out there and compete.
Okay, Olin?
Yeah, Olin Buchanan, Texags. Micah, could you obviously had a strong performance, but then could you speak to the performance that Jacob had to come in and relieve you in that inning and get out of it without any runs coming across?
It's exactly what we needed and more, honestly. That inning could change around the whole game. I think it was bases loaded with one of the best hitters in the country up to bat, and just for him to attack him, fastball, just showing no fear at all. It's inspiring to our staff, and it's something that isn't just going to affect this game. We're going to be able to use that momentum and just learn from it for the following games.
Okay, back here.
Hey, Micah, Max Olson from The Athletic. What was it like to just be back on this stage and coming from Texas Tech, and just what's your experience been like playing with this club?
It's super exciting, and I'm blessed to be able to, play with this club. I love this team. I love the staff. It's just, it's one of those things that you never really truly think that, you're going to get the chance again. And the fact that I did get the chance with all these guys and just the staff supporting me, it's something I'll forever be thankful for.
Okay, Travis.
Travis Brown, College Station Eagle. Jordan, 9 RBIs through the last couple weeks of play here. I know the 2 home runs. What's been different? What have you done the last couple weeks that's kind of caused that little bit of a spark late?
Personally, I don't think I'd change anything. I just think I've been putting together great at bats. I feel like all year, and it's finally starting to pay off. All my hits right at people and stuff like that, and they're all finally starting to drop for me.
Okay, guys, congratulations. We'll see you on Tuesday. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Reminder, the locker rooms are closed, and you can check with Thomas, Dick, and the Aggie SID staff if you have any other requests. Thank you. Start with Travis and then Olin.
Travis Brown, College Station Eagle. Coach, the 12-pitch at-bat with Trevor, is that – how have you seen that kind of develop into his game where he can get that deep, and how important was that to the ultimate outcome?
Well, obviously it's important. 2-out hitting was a big part of the game. It's a big part of the reason we lost the other day. We gave up 7 runs with 2 outs. So pitching, defense, and timely hitting is what you're looking for. We knew Werner, throughout the fall and going into the season, if he was healthy, he does a really good job of knowing the difference between a ball and a strike. Now, he swung at ball 4 several times in that at-bat, but he's normally, he doesn't swing and miss much. And he hasn't had the at-bats everybody else had because he's had so many injuries this year. But I believe he's an SEC Player of the Year type candidate next year if we can get him back. But it certainly was a big hit today. And he made a couple really nice plays as well.
Olin?
Well, I was going to, follow that up with a couple things, Coach. First of all, would you look at that at bat and kind of feel like that's kind of a microcosm of what your season has been, and that one at bat? And then I was going to ask about Palish and your decision to bring him in,
Yeah.
and why at that point.
Yeah, our that's been our offense all year. I looked at Danny in the ESPN Danny in our dugout and said, I hope you get paid by the hour because you're going to be here for a while between these two teams and especially our offense. We play some long games. And but Palish, I mean, that was super easy decision. I mean, that's our game's in question, our season's in doubt, and you got to go to him right there. Faltine actually handles right-handed pitching better than he handles left-handed pitching, so that was the thought process. And I knew Kennedy was coming up soon, so that would be a better matchup. You know, they're all right-handed for the most part. So, but that was our best guy at that time. Kind of kicking myself. Should have taken him out with 2 outs and nobody on in the 8th against before Hodo came up. I was trying to limit his pitches, but other than that, he did an awesome job. I think the story of the game, other than us, is we made pitches to Melendez. I mean, it's first and third, nobody out, and he's up in the first inning. And then I think the next time he's up, or the third time he's up, the bases are loaded. So it's Golden Spikes winner, and we executed pitches against him, and he's a great hitter, going to have an awesome career. But that was a massive part of the game.
Okay, Zach. Got Zach right here. Okay, go back.
Ben Peck, KX. Happy Father's Day, by the way, Coach.
Thank you. Same to y'all.
With Micah kind of talked about it, feeding off the fan base. Just what's it like for the team? You think to get a win here for the first time since 1993, so uncharted territory for a lot of Aggie fans, a lot of new Aggie fans, and obviously to do it against Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great for the fans. Obviously, I haven't been at Texas A&M long enough to. I mean, I know it's a big deal. I'd rather win a national title, and so if that comes at the expense of winning the game against Texas or whomever, then that's great. I don't want to downplay it, but I think those things are more for the fans than they are for the players and coaches. If we get into that kind of thought process, then we're going to be, having a different mindset in one game than we are in another game. I mean, I would have rather beaten Oklahoma, to be honest with you, and be 1-0 and playing a night game. It's a little cooler at night. But no, I mean, I get it. And it's fun. It's fun to hear the fans going back and forth. It's fun, to have the alma maters sung or the war hymn, on one side and the, whatever they call it on that side. I mean, that's great. You don't see that a lot of places. And so to bring that to Omaha is pretty awesome.
Zach, do you have something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zach Taylor with WTAW. Coach, in a format like this, though, how much thinking, how much process goes throughout the game and saying, we want to have a guy like Polish out there as long as possible, but we also want to be able to save our bullpen. I mean, how much back and forth does that go in your mind during the dugout? A lot. When you get to 9-2, 8-2, but you respect. One big part of today's game is the wind's blowing in from center and right field. And so if we could just keep the ball in the outer half of the plate and have them hit it into the wind, I think the ball would get out down the left field line, but it wasn't going to get out to center or right. So we want those strike throwers in there, but there's no doubt, I'm sitting over there thinking, how can I save pitches? And because we know we're going to need Palish, and we get one more day of rest, and I think after that we got to play a lot of games in a row. So it's going to take everybody to get to get on to the next game.
Okay, Kendall up here.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Jim, what are you kind of seeing from Micah the last 3 weeks? He's obviously throwing a lot better. It's kind of interesting, though. I mean, he's not getting past the 5th, but he's giving you 5 pretty good innings each start.
Yeah, I mean, if we weren't the worst defending team in this College World Series, we had him going deeper into the game. I mean, it's brutal. Some of that's himself too, by the way. It's just more confident. He was throwing his fastball today more than he normally throws. A few more breaking balls than he does. He was throwing his fastball and he's throwing it down. So I think that's been a big difference. He's got to have his fastball down, and when his fastball's down in the strike zone or close to the strike zone, then he'll get the chases on the breaking ball. But more than anything, I think the Florida game in the SEC tournament really just got his swagger back. We had kind of lost. He had lost that, and it's not power stuff, so it needs to be power demeanor and big body language. And I'm hoping Nathan Detmer sat over there and watched what that looked like, because we need that out of him as well. But to me, it's just more mindset than it is anything.
Okay, Ryan.
Ryan Broderick, Texags. Coach, do you think Dylan Rock's getting closer? I thought he had some good swings today. And then what's the plan pitching-wise going forward? Have you made a decision on the Game 3 starter? No, I have not made a decision on the Game 3 starters. I mean, I want to watch these guys play a little more.
haven't done as much research on Notre Dame as I need to, so I'll get to watch that, a little bit of that tonight, and then have a lot of time tomorrow to do so. I think Rock's taking better swings. His last two at bats, he hit a ball to right field, stayed on the baseball really well, and then took a walk or hit by pitch maybe against Morehouse. Again, they call it an average for a reason, so he's due. So I anticipate him having a great game next time.
Okay, Mitch.
Coach Mitch Davis from MitchDavisShow.com. Just a quick follow-up. Coach, how do you manage the team in the environment that was? Because obviously guys are fired up, the fans are fired up. What kind of approach do you do to coming to that Texas game? Also, how do you feel about them coming to the SEC and making the SEC all that much better in a couple of years?
Well, I think when we played earlier in the year in front of the second largest crowd ever at Dish Falk, no disrespect to Omaha, but it's a lot tougher to win there than here, because there's more we had more fans rooting for us, and they didn't have as many rooting against us. But and you play in the SEC, you play in the SEC every weekend. This is no disrespect to Omaha, but it's like that almost every weekend, almost everywhere you go. So, and that's obviously something I'm experiencing for the first year. The SEC, I'm looking forward to. It's only going to get better. It's only going to get more. It's only going to get tougher. But it is. I watched David's press conference with you guys, and this is the golden era of college baseball. I truly believe that, and it's only going to get better when you have more scholarships, hopefully more coaches, more programs committing at a high level. I hope that's not at the expense of other people, because I think our game needs to be spread across the country, but. When you have a 20-round draft and now you have more scholarships coming, that means there's going to be some awesome players like a Melendez, like a Troy Claunch that stays in college. It's going to be that way for a really long time.
Jim, thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
We'll
thanks
see
so
you
much.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Reminder, a recording of this conference will be available at the NCAA Media Hub, and transcripts will be provided by ASAP shortly. Goodbye and good luck.